How I survived heart surgery while fully awake. It was about 4 years ago, January 2012. The doctors thought they had figured out what was causing the strokes and heart attacks. I had a hole in my heart and it was shooting out blood clots throughout my body, and they were going to orthoscopically go in with a mesh, almost like an umbrella, go inside the heart and open up this umbrella once inside. It was closed, and once inside the heart, they would open it up, thereby closing the hole, and hopefully, if the heart would accept it, it would start to build fat around it, and it would become essentially all one part. It would it would be part of the heart. The process was done orthoscopically. They were going into the groin, one side with the camera and one side with the tools and the equipment. Um, they had just got me under, and less than a few minutes into the procedure, they had bumped a nerve in my leg with the camera. And for no better explanation, no other way of putting it, it felt like somebody shoved a grenade up my butt and pulled the pin. It was the most intense pain you could possibly imagine. It felt like my insides were boiling out. I sat up straight, screamed at the top of my lungs, and when I did, uh, everybody in the operating room screamed at the same time. They were all as startled as I was. Um, it caused a huge panic. Um, the doctor was very calm and collected. He cleared everybody out because the nurses were pretty traumatized by it. Um, he immediately went to go get some morphine injections and morphine drip bag quickly. I told him no, don't use that. Um, that due to the strokes I had suffered, the body goes through a lot of neurological changes, and one of the changes I went through was morphine did not work on my body. Um, and I told him not to use it, but doctors sometimes think they know what's best, and they used it anyway. Um, he gave me two direct injections. They put a bag in, IV bag, started a fast drip, waited 5 minutes, nothing happened, gave me more injections, nothing happened. Um, a new trauma team was brought in. Um, I guess four of the nurses were so traumatized they had to be sent home because they were so startled by me waking up in the middle of this procedure. I told the doctor that at that point that the morphine's not going to work. He's going to have to try something else. Um, they wound up using propofol, um, the stuff that killed Michael Jackson. That too was not having an effect on me whatsoever. Um, they gave it another 10 minutes, 15 minutes, put another bag of propofol in. It got to the point where the trauma team's ready to go, doctor's ready to go, and he looked at me and told me, he said, we're at a crossroads right now. He said, by state law, I cannot give you any more medication. Um, you have enough for 3 grown adults, and I'm not that big of a guy. I weigh about 140 pounds. You have enough for 3 grown adults to be put under for a long time, and I should be out like a light. And I'm not only fully awake, but I am aware of my surroundings, have all my senses, can talk and communicate with them verbally. Um, he looked at me and he said, "It's your call. What do you want to do?" Um, this was a 3 hour drive to this doctor, and I told him, I said, "Look, we've got this far. Let's just continue. Let's just do this and get it over with." And he just looked at me with disbelief in his eyes and said, "Are you serious?" And I said, "Yeah, let's do it, but do it fast. Do it right, but do it fast." So he went through, went on with the procedure. I turned to the anesthesiologist. I remember turning to him and telling him that you might as well go home. I can watch the machine from here since I got nothing else to do. And besides that, it could knock $50 off my bill if he's not there, joking around with him. And the nurses were just stunned that I was able to be coherent with all the medication I had. I was even trying to have a conversation with the doctor, which I realize now is probably a mistake because he had to be focused what he was doing. I told him I could, hand him some tools from up here. I could help him out, work off part of the bill. If there was anything, he needed, just set stuff up here and I could hand it to him. I said, I'm new at this, but I'm a fast learner. I'm willing to try anything once. Um, but I had to make light of a bad situation because it was the only way I was able, going to be able to get through it. Because the pain, uh, words cannot describe how it feels when you have somebody working on your heart and you're awake and you can feel somebody working and touching it. And I would have thought that I would have gone into shock and that would have put me out, and it didn't. My insides, I thought, were going to explode from the intense heat, and I don't know where that came from. It was boiling so hot. At one point, I remember I couldn't take it anymore. It was just more than I could handle, and I told him that he just got to hurry up and get this done. That I can't. I'm at my pain, beyond my pain threshold now. Um, please make it fast, and please do it right. Please make it fast. I can't take this anymore. And he was doing his best under a bad situation. Um, they did what they could. They did it in probably record time. Um, when they were finished, and this is the funny part. Well, not really funny. That's the most funny part about it. I was awake the whole time, and I'm laying there after the procedure is done, and I can hear him talking to my family in the other room. And he had the nerve to say that, oh, everything went smooth, the procedure's fine, he's doing just fine, they're taking him to recovery, you'll be able to see him in a couple hours. And I'm thinking to myself, how can you even say that when 4 nurses had to go home because they were so traumatized? And here I had to go through this wide awake. Um, all because they thought they had the problem with the stroke fixed, and they thought the hole in the heart was the issue. Got that patched up. I spent a few days in the hospital in recovery, but then I suffered more strokes. No more heart attacks, but the strokes kept coming. But anyway, that is my story on how it felt and how I survived heart surgery while awake. It's a miserable experience, and you don't ever want to go through it. Please subscribe to my channel. I look forward to any comments you might have. Hit like if you enjoyed this. I'm going to be making more videos to help people that are suffering medical illnesses and helping them recover, caregivers, giving advice, and just trying to help those. I've gone through a lot, and I want to take what I've learned and put it to good use. So if you like it, please subscribe. Feel free to leave comments below, and look forward to more videos. Thank you.